Are you feeling disillusioned by the state of national leadership? Probably so. Welcome to the Daily Devo. I am Vince Miller. This week we are reading through 1 Samuel chapter 4. I've titled this chapter, Misusing Divine Power. Now, in the first few verses of chapter 4, we have discovered already that the Israelites were at war with the Philistines. They engaged in two different battles, sustaining losses each time. First, 7,000 dead, then 30,000 men dead, until the Philistines claimed victory, capturing the Ark of God, and then sending the Israelites running. And today, that's where we pick up in the story. A man has run back to communicate the message of defeat to the high priest Eli. Verse 15. Now Eli was 98 years old, and his eyes were set so that he could not see. So he's old and blind. And the man said to Eli, I am he who has come from battle. I fled from the battle today. Which means that this messenger ran 20 miles in a single day. And he said, how did it go, my son? He who brought the news answered and said, Israel has fled before the Philistines. There has also been a great defeat among the people. Your two sons also, Hophni and Phinehas, are dead, and the Ark of God has been captured. As soon as he mentioned the Ark of God, Eli fell over backward from his seat by the side of the gate, and his neck was broken, and he died, for the man was old and heavy, so old and fat. He had judged Israel 40 years. Now, what we witness here is not just a catastrophic defeat in battle. This is the end of an era. The sad end of 200 years of the nation of Israel being led by judges. It's a sad ending that comes about by an apathetic priest and judge who fails to lead, Eli. But it also marks the beginning of a new chapter. Samuel, the great judge, will rise to lead the people and transition the nation from a theocracy led by judges into a monarchy led by kings. A transition that brings the promise of hope and change. You know, as I have aged, I have learned a thing or two about national leaders and government powers. There isn't one who isn't corrupted by some form of sin. You know that's true. Israel, God's people, would be led by judges and then priests, and we see soon kings and then prophets. And there was not one of these men and their systems and powers that were not without sin. That's because there was and is only one perfect leader. This perfect leader is our judge and our priest and our king and our prophet, and his name is Jesus Christ. Till he comes to reign earth again and to take us home, he reigns within our hearts, and he is the only perfect leader. You see, till Jesus comes again, we will live under the leadership of some unfortunate leader or power. In the next 4 years, Americans will either be led by a babbling puppet president or a self-absorbed playboy. Those are the choices we have in our constitutional republic. It doesn't matter how you present or position either one of these men. Neither man is our Savior, because neither man is a match for the Savior. And that is what Eli just learned. His failures in leadership were no match for God's plan, God's promises, and his power. Age, blindness, apathy, fatness, poor parenting, and his failure to lead were not an excuse. God held him accountable for all this, tipped over his chair, and took the reins from another apathetic and pathetic leader. Church, we have a ruler. He's the only ruler. He rules all of creation. It doesn't matter who rules and who reigns in our nation. The only thing that matters in this life is if God rules your heart. And if he doesn't, here's a sobering truth. You will have hell to pay, just like Eli. I love you guys. I pray this exhorts you and blesses you. If it has, share it with someone else if you so dare, and I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.